This video explains how to add or import students. So visit once the software loads, just scroll down to step 4, add or edit students. Click on it. Once you click on it, add synchronized online server, import students using Excel or CSV. So I'll be making this video very quick and very fast and straightforward. So here it will load all students in the database. So if there is any, you have the list at the bottom. If there is none, let me just scroll down. You can see these are list of students I already have here. So I can actually choose. Let's try to add students manually. You enter the student pin. If the student already have a pin or matric number before, let me just use this as an example. Student name, let me just write Adeboye Demo students. For instance, I will just pick the student class, GSS1, gender, male. So by default, you notice that the username and password were pre-filled. Yes, we program it that in order to reduce stress and any other complications for the students. So the student pin is used for username and password. If you want to change it, you can later delete it, but we always recommend use just one entry so that you don't have to struggle when it's time for exam. Then choose the student account status. If it is active or deactivated, then click on add students. So once you do this, we can see the student information here. So I can just try to refresh my page. Any changes you are making on this software, if you do not see the change immediately, just refresh your page. It's going to come up. It depends on how your system is actually running. So, and we have added some notes here which tells you that okay, the speed and reliability of this software depends on your server system performance. So now, like the student I just added now, Adeboye, can you see the student information? You can edit. Click on this mark icon, it will fill this and do necessary editing and click to update again. So you can attach the student picture and the likes. The next method is adding students randomly. Let me say you just want to conduct exams for students temporarily, maybe for 5 students or 10 students, and you don't want to start adding their pin one after the other. You can just click on the class and how many number of students do you want to generate random login access for? Let me just say 5, or let me say 6 for instance. Just click on generate. You can create a random access pin and generate. This is going to generate random 6 different student access for 6 students. So you can now go and check. Yes, I'm refresh my page. So you see the list of those random 6 students that it has generated here. Okay, all right, so you can see random 6 access 5, 6, 4, and so on and so forth. So students can use this ID to actually log in. So I'll be using these students in my subsequent video. So if you want to synchronize students from online server, just the same process we used in importing questions. Select your school category, primary or secondary. If it is higher institutions, you select. So then you enter your school code. Once you enter a school code, it validates your entry. Once your entry is validated, select session where you want to pick the student information, from which class, to which class do you want to bring them. So you can bring student from GSS1 and put them in GSS1 and put them in GSS2. It depends. So I believe you understand what you want. Just click on fetch student. It is going to load the student you have in that particular class online. These are the students online, 9 students. Then you can now bring them offline. You can click on this keep student passport during synchronization. If you did not click on it, when it is synchronizing, it will take time because of the student passport. You have to download those passports one after the other, which is not too good. Just click on skip and just click on save. I think we already have this student information here. So let me just use another class. Let me just say primary 3. Let me say I want to bring them to GS1. So I have students in primary 3 here. Yes, we don't have the data here before, so just click on synchronize. We're about to have students. So you just read instruction, synchronize and skipping passport, because we check this box. It is always recommended you check it, else it will take long, it will take so much time for the synchronization to complete. You can see synchronization complete. You can just refresh your page and you will see the output now of what you've just done. Okay, so let's move to the next, which is the last method of importing students using Excel or CSV. So how do we actually do this? It is very straightforward. It's just the same concept we apply when we are adding questions. So if you scroll down here, you see the students that we have. You can move to page 2 and so on and so forth. So let's say import students using Excel CSV. This is mostly used by higher institutions, so whereby you select the class you want to bring them to. Let me say I want to bring them to JSS 3, and you will have downloaded the Excel templates. You will have fill in the student information you want to use. So I have import students here. I have this. So once this loads, and let's just wait for it to come up. Once it come up, you will see how the template looks like. It's very straightforward and easy to use. In as much you follow the procedure, you won't have any issues at all. So we have the serial number, and you don't need to touch the yellow aspect of it. So you enter the student pin and you enter student name, gender. So if the username is the software will use the student pin as the student username and password. The classes you have here is not going to really count. I will tell you why. So let me say I've entered the student. Let me just say I want to add. Let me delete this information because we already have this similar information here. Let me say okay. So number 1. Let me just say I want to add a student with 888. Number 2. Let me just say 999. So let me just say 9 demo students. Let me I just want to give it a random name. 8 demo student. Let me just say male. You don't write M, you write male. So the class is not necessary. So let me just say GSS 1. You know the class where you want to bring them into. So 9 demo students. Okay, so let me just say this one is female. Alright, so these are the students I want to import using Excel. Just save the document. So once you save it, go back to the software, click on choose file. You know you're already in the import students using Excel. So mostly higher institution use this. They extract their student information from their school portal. Then you have this. I'll just pick that particular document, this, then I'll click on open. Alright, so once you click on open, then upload. So it will pick it and upload it to JSS 3 because I selected JSS 3 at the top. So even if you have JSS 1 inside the Excel template, it is not going to reference to that class you have in the template. It will only reference to the class you have selected in the software. That is how the software works. So that we did it so that to avoid complications from users or mistake or anything. Okay, I think the process is complete. So if you just refresh your page, you're going to see the list of students you have just added via this procedure. So let me just refresh my page. If you want to refresh, you can refresh at the top here, or just click on that tab on that list here again. The page will refresh, so it will give you recent feedback of what you have in your database. So thank you very much.